today. And first I'm going to give you the kind of the mission statement, the written, which you can find on the website of DTI. So Dog Tag Bakery is a bakery, but they have a corporation, and it's Dog Tag Inc., which houses the fellowship program.
And they don't make dog biscuits.
And they don't make dog biscuits.
Which is what she thought.
Which is what I thought initially. So it's kind of a funny, well, it's funny to me anyway. So Dog Tag the fellowship is a program that empowers service-disabled veterans, spouses, and caregivers. And what they do is they kind of foster an educational environment to help you along, dip your toes back into that civilian world and try to figure out what you want to do. So they offer a comprehensive entrepreneur program, and you receive an education from Georgetown University. So after 5 months of being in this fellowship, provided that you pass all the classes, because they are graded classes, and from real professors over at Georgetown who come over and teach you on a schedule, then you'll graduate with a Georgetown certification, one of their certificates.
So it's on your resume.
Yeah, it's a pretty good deal. In addition to that, so it's not just you're a normal VSO, and like the gentleman said earlier, there's 30,000 organizations in this area alone that are there to help you. Dog Tag program is kind of unique in the fact that not only helps you try to figure out what you would like to do work-wise, career-wise, and transition-wise. It's they take a holistic approach. So you do things that are kind of out of the box, like yoga and different team building exercises and so on and so forth. Finding your voice, yeah. So you'll do, you'll get up in front of people and speak. Some of those things that may not occur to you to freshen up on as you're going through your transition from the military. We speak one way, then when you come out, you kind of got to learn how to speak another way. So with that, Dana can tell you a little bit about her experience. And we were in the same cohort,
yes,
in the same group. So.
Yes. The class is usually 10, no more than 12 students, so it's a very small class, and that helps because a lot of people, when you come out of the military or you're transitioning out, you kind of aren't ready. You know what I mean? You're not ready. So to know that you're in a small group and everybody's in like the same boat, they either were in and are out now, or they're in getting ready to get out, or they're a spouse dealing with the person that was in, or they're a hey bookie, they're a caregiver to someone who needs that care, or they're we also had
we had an interpreter,
translators that were over there. So it's a very diverse group, but it's a very intimate group. And when you have a very intimate group like that, it's just, they turn into family. And your family, you like them one day, you don't like them the next day. There were days I was like, get out of my face, Ramona. And she was like, get out of my face, Dana. So I mean, sometimes you have to be that way, but it's a great environment. There's 7 classes that you take from Georgetown. It's not no little penny ante, okay, we feel sorry for you, we're gonna give you this little Georgetown certificate so you can feel good and put on your resume. No. These professors come over to the school. The school is on top of the bakery. They use the bakery for your entrepreneurship, because you go through what's called rotations, where you learn the front of the house, the back of the house, you learn
HR.
Yeah, social media, how to post your stuff on social media. We learned stuff. I didn't know Mail Monkey. I didn't know what the heck that was.
So you go through, you'll go through social media boot camps and
stuff you have no idea.
Dog Tag, they work with a lot of different corporations.
Incubators, they have people come in, they call them learning labs. You have like over 60 some learning labs where people come into and the great thing is you're not going to them. They come into you. So every now and then you'll go on a field trip somewhere, like we went to the DC Kitchen.
Yeah, DC
we went
Central
to DC
Kitchen, which was my favorite trip, by the way.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
We got to help feed the homeless, and get some work done, but that's actual business. Right. So it wasn't just having fun and feeding the homeless, it was learning about how that business runs, and how if it wasn't for volunteers, that business could not thrive. So you learn about everything, and they'll tell you every time they were like, we had to go around and introduce ourselves. I was like, I ain't trying to handle business. I'm my own business. I model, I do movies, I do stuff. I'm like, I'm my own business. And they're like, But being your own business, you still have to know how business works, because you get taken. Look at all the stars and stuff. They end up having no money. Their taxes ain't been paid because they don't know about the business. So you need to learn about the business from the ground up, the front to the back. Learn about HR, learn about interviewing people. You know, you want, hey, you my friend, I'm in the movies now, I'm gonna have you come and do my stuff. You don't know nothing about how to do my stuff. Why am I hire you? You need to learn, you know, how to do that appropriately so that you have the right people doing the right things. And you might not know what you want to do in life. You know, it's a great place to learn when you know, want to do something. I
So to Dana's point, so for me, my husband was getting ready to retire. We came here from overseas, and he was at the Pentagon, and was like, I'm not dying, you know, the colonel's death at the Pentagon. So he got out and he decided to become an entrepreneur. He got into a franchise, which, by the way, he just got out. He didn't get out of it, but it wasn't for him. But he took that leap of faith and realized that, you know, that the money wasn't as good as it, you know, as he thought it would be. So anyway, he said, why don't you apply for the program? Because I'm also a veteran. I'm a 16-year Army veteran, spouse. My son is in the Navy. And my husband was retired.
Everything all rolled into one.
My husband's a disabled veteran, and I said, no, I don't want. I have no interest in baking dog biscuits. and I literally did not fill out the application or do the essay or anything till like 3 days before. And when I spoke to them on the phone, when they called to do the phone interview, because they will, you know, if you're selected, they'll call you and you'll do 2 or 3 phone interviews. And I said, I would like to be in this program on my own merits, under my own volition, because of me, not because of, you know, my husband, and so on and so forth. So I was able to get into the program. And for years and years and years and lots of years, I thought I wanted to be an entrepreneur myself. You learn some things about yourself in the dog tag program. I used to think that I wanted to have my own food business. I thought I wanted to have a cafe. I don't want to have anything to do with that. Like, at this point, like, nope, don't want to. And whoever wants to do that, that's great. Another thing is, what dog tag teaches you is they bring all these people in who started businesses. All right, so from the outside looking in, it's great. Oh, how did you start the business? But you know, it teaches you, well, you got to find the money. So they show you ways to find the money. They show you ways to, you know, generate the revenue. Some of them do.
Some people just say you work hard.
Some of them, yeah. Some people were not very forthcoming about how they, you know, how they were able to fund their enterprises or whatever. But common sense, you know, after a while, you're like, whoa, you know. A lot of people have to take out loans, but again, there's a lot of programs that through dog tag, you know, find out how to fund your enterprise
And how to write grants.
And the best part for me about the program is being able to reach back. Being able to reach back to any one of the professors, being able to reach back to any and every employee at the bakery or within Dog Tag Inc. To say, hey, I need help, or a suggestion, or my daughter who's in college, do you all know of any scholarships out there, what have you. And to reach back to all of the people that came in and talked to us and talked about their business, the businesses that failed and the businesses that were successful, and so on and so forth. But what I learned for me is I'm a busybody and I have to work, and I'm still tethered to the government, so I work here at Fort Belvoir. but that's okay, because out of the, you know, because that's just part of my journey. Like I said, I have that daughter in college, and we got to pay for the college, so I got, you know, we got to work. But you know, through that, I started a couple of enterprises. I've, you know, sat down. I'm writing a book, you know, about some of my own personal experiences. I have a son who's on the spectrum. So again, it's not just about learning how to work at a bakery, or, you know, work in the food industry, or be an entrepreneur. It really kind of opens up your mind to all the possibilities, and it gives you a really great foundation from which to start with. And it gives you that core, that group of people that you need, that you can reach back and, you know, for help, and if you need it. So,
and all the time, because I was like the last one to get a job afterwards. Everybody else got jobs, and I didn't get no job. So I had a job for a minute, then I ain't have it no more. Then I got another job, and I ain't have it no more.
Dana's what you call unemployable. No, I'm just kidding.
You so wrong for that. So wrong for that.
You guys have been doing this for 20 years.
But you know, when I look at the word, like people say, you know, oh, you failed, or you're a failure. I'm like, no. Because the word fail is like first attempt in learning. But failure is first attempt in learning using real experience. Right. So, like with her husband, when he got into the entrepreneurial thing, and then he was like, oh, nope, this ain't for me. All the experience he got owning a business and putting other people in jobs got him now a headhunter job. Because having your own business and learning those things put you in a different mindset to be working for somebody. Because technically the reason I said I didn't want a job, I didn't want a business was because, look, I was in the military forever and had to do all this stuff that everybody said do when you do it. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to be telling everybody what to do because I was a master sergeant. So I had to tell people what to do. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to go to work 8 hours, take my tail home, and not worry about it. I don't want to worry about nothing. That's what I want to do. But that's hard to do sometimes because I have that same military mindset. And when you see something wrong, you want to be like, hey, I think we could do this a little bit better. And they're like, hey, bye. Because we don't want to hear that. So I have to learn to shut it up, which is kind of hard sometimes. You have to be like, oh, that is so wrong, but okay, that's how y'all want to do it. Keep doing it to keep a job. And it's really sad because you want to improve things and make things better. And that's what we learn in the military, to try to make it better. But you have to learn different things, and you learn that through different experiences. So yeah, I've lost a couple jobs, but guess what? I got a lot of experience now. So I'm turning that around. I still got my little modeling thing on the side. I still do a couple movies here and there, things that I really want to do that makes me happy, but I need money. So to be honest with you, I just got a job working for this summer program for kids from 8th to 12th grade. And they pulled me in as like the glorified school nurse. Wonderful job, right? I started next month in Pennsylvania. I go up there and it's at a university. They just called me today. The person from Florida had her physical done, and I don't wish this on nobody, but they found out through her physical that she has stage 2 cancer. So she's not gonna be able to fill her position. So they wanted to know if I could go next Wednesday and do the job down there and then come back to Pennsylvania and do the job there. But they don't normally provide transportation. So I said, well, I can't afford a ticket right now, but if you buy my ticket, I'll be happy to go down there and do it. And I'm already certified, I've already interviewed, so I think it's a win-win for them. But we'll see. So, but you learn those negotiating skills. I wouldn't have known to negotiate that had I not been part of Dog Tag and said, hey, you want me? I'm already ready. You need me? Give me a plane ticket. I'll go down there. It's not something you normally do, but this ain't a normal situation, so make it work.
From a spouse perspective and from a veteran perspective, Dana and I we're different, but we're, textbook case, difficult transition from the military to being a civilian. And that's what Dog Tag is there to do. It's there to help kind of bridge the gap. Because a lot of us fall through the cracks. We don't know what we want to do. We sit home, we get depressed, we think about all our, and so on. And we still do that, but Dog Tag really kind of helps you get over that. And whenever I'm feeling a little bit down about my circumstances, I go to the bakery and I talk to someone. But for those spouses, our transitions are uniquely difficult too, because we've had the challenge of trying to find employment in multiple locations. Sometimes the certifications don't transfer over. Your experience, you have gaps on your resume and so on and so forth. And so, and I'll just end with that. Dog Tag is that program that if you have a spouse out there and in the program, you don't think the program is for you, maybe he or she, it would be a better fit for them to help them with their transition. Because remember, it's not just you as the service member that's transitioning, your entire family is having to make the transition. Anyway, you can go online and look up Dog Tag Bakery, Dog Tag, and you can get all the information there. Dana says that applications
yes, they're
are
taking
accepted.
applications now, and they need to be turned in by October. I recommend you do one, turn it in. It's better to have it in and decide later you might not want to do it than to try to do it later, because it's a great program.
Yeah. So
better to have something than not.